minor swing, how to solo over it. I've done many lessons on this on my website, the Fiddle Jam Institute, which you can subscribe to if you'd like, and join me for a small price, monthly fee if you'd like. I'm going to do a quick overview now. I've been inspired by this today. Especially for classical violinists who might want to dip their toes into the jazz world. This is a good one. And this song, Minor Swing, has been featured in many different styles of music, actually. I've heard it not just in gypsy jazz groups, where it's a staple. I've heard bluegrass bands do this. I've heard jam bands do this song. I think I even heard a western swing band do this song once. It's written by Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli, I believe. The two of them were on this. And it's basically just an excuse to jam. What I just played there was the melody. That's it. It's a little riff. And then off the jamming they go. And the riff is a little bit souped up at the end. That's it, to end it. So, if you're new to improvisation, the cool thing about this song is you can kind of get away with just knowing one scale and going nuts with it. It's not maybe the best way or the highest way to do it, but it uses the A harmonic minor scale. If you're not used to that, if you're a violinist, you might know the A major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. What we do to make harmonic minor is lower two of the notes, the third note and the sixth note. So 1, 2, 3. That makes it minor. As you're a classical violinist, you may know. Fourth note, fifth note, instead of we lower the F sharp to F. But the weird thing is we keep the G sharp, so it's a big weird stretch. Sounds kind of Eastern, doesn't it? There it is, going down to the lower octave. So these notes anywhere in the violin are all A harmonic minor. So I would suggest in the first try, just get used to the upper octave. It's a little weird stretch. When I first got into gypsy jazz back in the early 2000s, I had to go back and shed for a little and practice. I had done blues-oriented pentatonic stuff for decades, but this weird, that finger stretch in there, I had to get, my fingers had muscularly had to get used to it. So I had to practice for a little while to kind of get unthinking about it. And unthinking is the key to all improvisation. Don't think too hard. Try and imagine what you'd like to play and just play that. That's always the rule. Trust your inner voice, and that's something that takes development, but get used to it. So what you do is 1, 2, lowered second finger, 3. You can start just with that, with those 4 notes. Just mess around with those notes. Find a minor swing track and play along. There's some on the website. If you want to get on the E string, really crank your finger back. It may be fun just to stay on that one string for a while. Get used to messing around. Mess around without a track, just kind of get used to it if you've never improvised before. And then when we put on a track, just mess around, keep moving around, and that's the basics of it. So, now if you're going to take it further, you really need to kind of know the chords to this song. They're fairly easy. I have a keyboard right here. A minor, so obviously anything with A minor you can play with the A minor harmonic minor scale. The second chord is D minor. It happens to be diatonic to this key. It happens to be made of the same notes, just a different chord. Now, when I personally play the song and it hits the D minor chord, I acknowledge the D. I'll go around D step. All right, I'll acknowledge the D's and the F's and A's, every other note, a little more. That goes to an E7, the 5 chord, if you know music numbers. This again is made of the same stuff. Some people even put the flatted 9. All right, that's the F, which is in the scale too. Pretty fancy sounding chord. I just acknowledge the notes that are in that chord. That's basically it. You just have to learn those 3 chords. There's a couple passing chords. At one point, they put a B flat chord in as a substitution chord. It was, and then the E. Kind of a weird thing, but it just passes quickly. If you can catch it, just throw a B flat instead of a B. Change one note. So basically, that's the entry-level way to get into this song. Actually, 2 levels. One, just go nuts, zone out with the scale and nothing but the scale. Move around, keep moving around. Don't be afraid to repeat things and do what you want with it. And if you know the chord changes and can keep up with those and listen to those while you're improvising, which is a trick, I understand. That takes some experience to be able to hear the band or the track, and also hear in your own head what you'd like to play and respond to that and be unthinking about it and also be spirited and be entertaining. That's a high order, I understand, but you got to start somewhere, and I'd start with just a few notes, mess around with those few notes or one string, try another pass with another string until you expand your fingerboard a little more and give that a try. So here we go. A minor, D, E, A minor, D minor, A, B flat, E, A, E. It's hard for me to talk at the same time, but you could kind of hear the chords going by, couldn't you, even without accompaniment. That's because I'm acknowledging the chord changes. So give it a try. If you have any questions, hit me up for some private lessons or go to the website, fiddlejaminstitute.com, and check it out. I got full lessons on this song and many others. Hope you're having a good time. Stay safe.